Hi students, welcome to the English language learning platform Bashita with the caption Language is an Ornament. Dear students, in the previous video, we had a discussion on some important rules on subject-verb agreement. We continue the same topic in this video. So in today's class, we will have a discussion on some other important rules on subject-verb agreement. Shall we proceed? Yes. Shall we start? Yes. See, I have already given two sentences on the screen. What are the two sentences I have given, students? 1,000 rupees. Options are and is too much to spend on the slippers. The second sentence is 200 bottles of wine dash is or plenty. So for the given two sentences, tell me the right option. Can anyone guess what is the right option? It is very easy if you know the rule. So let us focus on the rule. After that, we'll find the right option for them. So what is the rule, my dear students? What is the rule I have given? Amounts which are acting as a subject in a sentence, they always take singular verb. So let me explain in a more detailed manner. In a sentence, if you have identified any amount as a subject in the sentence, make sure that that subject should be considered as a singular subject. It always agree with singular verb. Let me repeat once again. In a sentence, if an amount is acting as a subject and that subject has to be considered as a singular, it always takes singular verb. So this is the rule. Based on this rule, try to answer these two statements. Observe carefully. In the two given statements, what are the subjects there? 1,000 rupees, it is an amount. 200 bottles, it's a number. So both the sentences are started with amount and number. So according to the rule, if a sentence starts with an amount or a number and that subject should be considered as a singular, it always takes singular verb. So according to this rule, what are the right answers for these two sentences, dear students? Same answers. 1,000 rupees. It is a singular, so it takes singular verb is. Too much to spend on the slippers. The second sentence is 200 bottles of wine is plenty. Students, hope this rule is very clear to all of you. Students, I have given two sentences on the screen. So let me read out the two sentences, dear students. Either the commander or his juniors are taking the charge or is taking the charge. The options are and is. What is the right option? Similarly, the second sentence, either the juniors or their commander are taking the charge or is taking the charge. For the given two sentences, what are the right options? So, it is very clear if you know the rule, answering these two sentences become very easy to us. But before we proceed to the rule, let us observe the change in the two sentences, my dear students. Can anyone guess what is the change you identified in these two sentences? What is the change? Let me explain. In both the sentences, two nouns are there. What are the two nouns we can find? One is the commander, second one is juniors. And commander is a singular noun, juniors is a plural noun. That is one change we can identify. And second one, in the first sentence, juniors is a plural noun. it is very close to the verb form. But in the second sentence, commander is a singular noun, it is very close to the verb form. Okay, so this is a change. You just need to observe carefully to understand this rule. So why I explain this part, you can understand when I am going to explain the rule on these two sentences. So let us see what is the rule here. What is the rule, my dear students? The name of this rule is principle of proximity. What does it mean by principle of proximity? It means the verb in a sentence agrees with the nearest to subject, and that rule we call it as principle of proximity. So this rule is applicable for the correlative conjunctions like either or, neither nor, not only but also. So what is the rule, my dear students, here? If a sentence is formed by using correlative conjunctions like either or, neither nor, not only but also, in such a kind of sentences, the verb always agrees with nearest to subject. It means if the nearest to subject in a sentence is singular, it takes singular verb. If the nearest to subject in a sentence is plural, it will take plural verb. So hope you understand this rule, my dear students. So what is this rule? The rule is principle of proximity. So what does it mean by principle of proximity? It agrees, the verb agrees with the nearest to subject in a sentence, and that rule is named as principle of proximity. It is quite applicable for correlative conjunctions like either or, neither nor, not only but also. So according to this rule, what is the right option? Observe carefully in the first sentence. Juniors is a noun which is a plural noun, which is very close to the verb form. But in the second sentence, commander is a noun which is acting as a subject here, but which is a singular. But according to the rule, if the nearest to subject is plural, it will take plural verb form. If the nearest to subject is singular, it will take singular verb form. So in the first sentence, juniors is a plural, so it will take plural verb form are. But in the second sentence, commander is a singular noun, it will take singular verb. So hope you understand the rule of principle of proximity. Okay, shall we move on to the next rule, my dear students? Yes. Students, let us move on to the next rule now. I have given two sentences on the screen. Let me read out the sentences. The news dash, the given options are /is true. The second sentence is physics dash, options are r/is a branch of natural science. Students, can you guess what are the right options for the given two sentences here? So as you know very well, if you know the rule, and it becomes very easy to us to answer these two statements. Let us know the rule. Some nouns which are plural in form but singular in meaning, which always takes a singular verb. Let me explain that. Some nouns in English language, they look like plural in form, but they are not the plurals, they are the singulars in meaning. As they are the singulars, they always take singular verb. Some of the nouns are, I have given as examples on the screen, mumps, economics, social studies, muscles, statistics, civics, physics, gymnastics, news, aerobatics, thesis, mathematics. There are many other nouns are there which look like plural in form, but they are not plurals. They are the singulars in their nature. They always take singular verb. So according to this rule, observe the given two sentences on the screen. The news, which is a noun, but it looked like a plural by adding s to the noun. Even in the second sentence also, physics, it also looks like a plural, but both the nouns are not plurals, they are the singulars. They may confuse us like plural, but they are not the plural in their form, they are the singular in their form. So they always take singular verb rather than plural verb. So according to this rule, what is the right answer? The news is true. Similarly, the physics is a branch of natural science. So if the rule is clear to all of you, students, let us move on to the next rule. Let me display the sentences on the screen. Hina as well as her friends, the given options are /is watching the movie. The second sentence is the students accompanied by the teacher. The given options are /is in the lab. Can anyone guess the right option for the given two sentences? You know that if you know the rule, it is very easy to answer them. So let us learn the rule first. So according to this rule, we need to understand some important points. So let us discuss some important points related to this rule. Point number one. In English, we have sandwich phrases. Generally, they come in between the main subject and the verb in a sentence. You know how sandwich looks like. So similarly, like a sandwich, some phrases in English language, they come in between the main subject and the verb in a sentence. Generally, they are separated from comma. If you observe the given two sentences on the screen, we have sandwich phrases over there, which are highlighted in red color and which are separated from comma. So what are the sandwich phrases we could identify in the given two sentences here? Observe carefully, they are in the red color, as well as her friends, accompanied by their teacher. Both these sandwich phrases are separated with comma. And they come in between the main subject and the verb. In the first sentence, what is the main subject? Hina is the main subject. And the given options are verbs. So as well as her friends is a sandwich phrase, it comes in between the main subject and the verb. Similarly, in the second sentence, accompanied by their teacher is a sandwich phrase separated with comma, and it comes in between the main subject, the students, and the given options are the verbs. So you might have understand what does it mean by a sandwich phrase. A sandwich phrase, it comes in between the main subject and the verb in a sentence. Generally, they are separated from comma. But what is this rule? How it is related to the sandwich phrase? Let me explain that. Though they provide some extra information, though the sandwich phrases have provided some extra information in the meaning of the sentence, but they won't change the agreement between the main subject and the verb. So let me explain once again. Surely the sandwich phrases might have added some extra meaning and extra information to the sentence, but they won't influence the agreement between the subject and the verb. So what is that? if you identify sandwich phrase in between the subject and the verb in a sentence, we must consider first subject as a main subject in a given sentence. We must consider first subject as a main subject in the given sentence. If that first subject, which is considered as a main subject, is singular, it will take singular verb. If the first subject, which is considered as a main subject, if it is plural, it will take plural verb. That is point number 5. If the first subject is plural, it takes plural verb. If the first subject is singular, it takes singular verb. But we won't consider the sandwich phrase to choose the right verb form in the given sentence. That is the point we have to remember here according to this rule. So what is a sandwich phrase? Sandwich phrases, they generally come in between the main subject and the verb in a sentence. They separated with comma in a sentence, though they provide some extra information to the meaning, but they won't change the agreement between the subject and the verb. If you identify such a kind of sandwich phrases in the given sentences, we must consider first subject as a main subject in the sentence. If it is a singular, it will take singular verb. If it is a plural, it will take plural verb. So as I have already mentioned that generally these sandwich phrases are going to be created by using the phrases like along with, together with, as well as, in addition to, besides, accompanied by. So these sandwich phrases are generally created by using these phrases in a sentence. Okay, reminding you that they provide only extra information, but they won't influence the main subject. Okay, then according to this rule, what may be the right option for the given sentence? See, for making it very clear, let us remove the sandwich phrase from the given two sentences. So I removed the first one and second one. Now you can find the right option. So think that there is no sandwich phrase. So identify the right option for the given two sentences here. Hina is a singular. So as the subject is a singular, it will take singular verb is. Hina is watching the movie. And the second sentence, the students, which is a plural. So absolutely it will take a plural verb are. The students are in the lab. So hope you understand this rule. The rule related to sandwich phrases. Students, let us move on to the next rule now. I have given two sentences on the screen. Let me read them out. The council dash. The given options are have slash has chosen its president. The second sentence is the bunch of flowers dash. The given options are look slash looks beautiful. Can you say the right answer for the given two sentences here? You know that if you know the rule, it is easy to answer them. Let us know the rule now. So there are collective nouns in English language. They always take singular verb when they are considered as a group or a single entity. So let me explain this rule. There are some collective nouns in English language. When they are treated as a group or a single entity in a sentence, we have to consider such a kind of collective nouns in the subject place as a singular. They always take singular verb rather than plural verb. And I have already given some list of collective nouns as examples on the screen. So let me read them out. Team, staff, government, class, senate, parliament, society, faculty, family, council, herd, cluster, army, orchestra, flock, public, club, committee, jury, troop, etc. So these are some examples of collective nouns. So according to the rule, if you come across these kind of collective nouns in the subject place in a sentence, if that collective noun is treated as a single group or a single entity in a sentence, then that collective noun in the subject place has to be considered as a singular. It has to take a singular verb rather than plural verb. So in the given two sentences, what are the collective nouns we have in the subject place? In the first sentence, we have the council. But in the second sentence, we have the bunch of flowers. So both are collective nouns. Both are treated as a single group. So that is the reason we have to consider them as singulars, and they always take singular verb rather than plural verb. So according to this rule, what is the right answer here? For the first sentence, the council has chosen its president. You know that very well. Have is suitable for plural form and has is suitable for singular form. And similarly, the second sentence, the bunch of flowers, is it look beautiful or looks beautiful according to the rule? You know the answer, it is looks beautiful. Because when it is a singular, we need to add s or es to the first form of the verb. Okay, hope you understand this rule. So this is in brief about some important rules of subject-verb agreement. So students, we have learned some important rules on subject-verb agreement. Let us have some practice on them. But I am not going to give the answers. So what you have to do, you have to give the answers in the comment section, and in a short span of time, I will display the key in the comments section. So try to check your answer, how many are right and how many are wrong. So based on these two videos, try to answer them. So I have given some sentences on the screen. So try to answer these sentences based on your knowledge.